lost in the sea. If bravery was the moment you saved me, was the hope I thought maybe you have done it again. If I fell, cast me down like a snake could, cut my teeth in some backwards, not in my own. And the truth kind in my innermost desire.
I graduated high school 8 years ago. 2 months after I graduated, I left for the United States Navy for boot camp. It has been 8 years since I started my career in the U.S. military. And it's been a fun ride. I've had a really great time. I was stationed on the USS Essex, LHD-2 out of San Diego for 4 years. I've done a deployment to the Middle East area of operations. A lot of days underway out on the sea, out on the ocean. A lot of experiences I now have under my belt that I would not have had if I made a different choice whenever I graduated high school. When I graduated, I didn't really want to go to college. I didn't really like school at the time. I knew school wasn't going to be for me. Not at the time. Definitely not at the time. I also wanted to carry on the family tradition. Every male of my family at that point had been in the military in one of the branches for at least one term. And I wanted to carry on that family tradition. And I'm glad I did. I've had an amazing 8-year career in the Navy. I've built myself up to what I consider a pretty high point in the 8 years that I've been in. I've been at 2 different stations. I was stationed on the USS Essex out of San Diego for 4 years, and then I moved up here to Washington State to a shore unit, where I've spent the last 3 years getting to operate around an airport. And I worked in radio communications and computer stuff. I know I don't seem like a computer guy. I get told that a lot, that I do not seem like a computer guy, but for the last 8 years, I've been a computer guy. Definitely not the best one in the room, but I worked hard and I did what I needed to. In my opinion, I've had a very, very successful career. I'm sad to let it in. It's the close to the only chapter of my adulthood that I know. I've only since I was 18 years old, I've been in the military. Now I'm 26. And it's time to hang it up. It's time to make different priorities in my life. The main one being prioritizing family. I now have a 1-year-old little girl and another little girl on the way. And it's time to prioritize being with family, spending time with Bailey, really focusing on our marriage, focusing on becoming stronger and more bonded as a married couple, and then all together as a family with our 2 daughters. I've had an amazing career. I've had an amazing time. It has been a blast. There's been downs. It's definitely had its points where I couldn't wait till the day I got out. But I believe you're gonna find things like that. You're gonna have bad days in any job, any profession that you're in. I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss the camaraderie, the family, the brotherhood that the military creates. They move you around so much, and you get put in different atmospheres around completely different people so often that your friends, the friends that you hang out with, are your coworkers. And I know that it's not always like that in the civilian world. You know, you go to work and you have your people at work, and then you go home and you have different people. But in the military, you're almost forced to become friends and become family with those you work with. And I'm gonna miss that aspect of being in the military. It's been a fun ride. It has been a fun ride, but you know what? I'm excited to start that next chapter. A year ago, whenever we were really bouncing around the idea of getting out and moving and starting this whole new journey, I was really scared. It was really intimidating to me, the thought of getting out of the military and ending, closing off that chapter of my life, the only thing that I'd known in adulthood. I haven't ever had to do anything else. So it's really intimidating for someone to get out of the military and jump into the whole different part of life that you haven't experienced. But as we've gotten closer and made different preparations and got different things set up, that intimidation factor of getting out of the military has kind of gotten smaller and smaller, to now at this point I'm so excited to get in that truck and start driving. I'm so excited for that next chapter to start. So today was my last day. Today was my last day to go to work for the U.S. Navy. A U.S. Navy sailor. Today was my last day to call myself an active duty military member. That doesn't mean that I don't get to take all of the experiences and all of the knowledge that I've gained over this last 8 years and apply it to the rest of my life. I think the military does a really good job of teaching people how to take initiative and how to be a really highly functioning member of society. They give you a lot of tools to develop leadership and to develop work ethic. I would not be the same person I am today if I had made a different choice 8 years ago. It's time to start the new ride. Time to start the new journey. And I'm really glad that you guys are coming along with us. We got really great things ahead of us, the things to come. And I'm excited to see what God has in store for us next.
The season is ending. Is this hardship surrender? Throw this curse in the sea. Like the start of a new year, like fountain spray.